So you got Saks, you got Neiman's, you got Gucci, Louis,
Yes,
Chanel, Prada, Versace. You got all that. So yeah, I'm not driving by that and not stopping.
Literally, as you walk, go
as
home.
You drive. And I don't care. Yeah, money used to burn a hole in my pocket.
Ooh, $15K cash.
Cause you just
what we doing?
If I blow it, I'll make it back next week.
That's it.
So
That's
that was the
it.
mentality
That's
I had
it.
in my head. And that mentality has screwed me a lot. And it's helped me learn a lot.
Hey you, welcome to Shades of Content, a show that teaches entrepreneurs how to effectively use content to market their business and stay content while doing it. I'm your host, Patrice, a wife, a mom of 3, and a 15-year public relations and marketing professional who decided to open a brick and mortar content studio 4 years ago. And I honestly haven't looked back since. Join me as I share my experiences and the experiences of other entrepreneurs who, like me, are navigating this maze of owning a business, running a family, and trying to stay sane and healthy while doing it. I'll tell you, it's an amazingly challenging journey, but I honestly wouldn't have it any other way. See you soon. This episode is brought to you by Black Girl Holidays, the content planner and calendar that highlights Black women, Black girl magic 24/7, 365. And you guys, all new for 2022, Black Girl Holidays is not only a calendar like it was before, but it's also a full planner, okay? Get your Black Girl Holidays content calendar or planner today by visiting www.blackgirlholidays.com and make sure you use that Shades of Content coupon code so you can get a percentage off. Again, blackgirlholidays.com or just tap the link in the show notes, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Shades of Content, the podcast that teaches you, entrepreneur, content marketing, as well as gives you tips on how to live a content life. I'm your host, Patrice. I am the owner of Camp Space, which is where we are, where we always are. Because one thing about me, I'm gonna promote my shit all day, every day. And you should too. So if you're not promoting your stuff, whatever it is, then get past that fear. Because the only thing that's stopping you right now is fear. Anyway, I don't want to take a lot of time talking. Today is a very, very, very special episode. There is a special guest. Chef Tobias Dorzon. Clap it up for my guy. And the only reason why I believe that we're sitting here right now is because we're sitting here right now. Because up until yesterday, day before yesterday, I wasn't sure he was going to show up. Because I know my brother and it ain't no love lost. I had plan B, C, D, E all ready to go. It wouldn't have been no beef. But I'm so happy that you're here.
Yeah, I'm so happy.
This is a very interesting place that we're in, because usually, if you don't know our background, and Tobias, you'll tell people about your story in a little bit, but I managed Tobias for a couple years. I was his publicist, but through that, we became family. And no matter what.
Family before, of course it grew. But I think it was family before. We knew each other.
We knew each other before.
We knew each other, yeah.
But we
definitely, no question.
You know, people ask me about T. Oh, that's my brother. It's not somebody I used to work with. That is my brother. And I am obviously always proud of you. Absolutely. We've had very honest conversations. We've cried.
I think that's what
together.
I think that's part of the why I am who I am now, because of the honest conversations that you have with. I think people tend to put themselves in boxes with people that only want to tell them the right. The what they want to hear is right. Instead of just sometimes hearing what you need to hear, and whether it's good for your ears or not. Like everything that you think is not good for your ears, sometimes it's good for your ears. Because sometimes it's better to hear from somebody that cares for you.
That cares for you. And I think also where we had a mutual respect, I've always respected your talent. I've always respected your heart. Tobias is a fellow Sagittarius. So there's this, I understand who he is, right? Sagittariuses are very infectious people. When you meet them, you probably are going to fall in love with them. They are, we are very thoughtful, creative people. If we don't want to do it, we don't do it. Okay?
For sure.
We are, people will call us fickle. So, there's a lot of things that we have in common. But I think one of the reasons why you and I were able to have such a positive, respectful relationship for the most part, because we definitely have some
Yeah, but I think brothers and sisters gonna do
brothers
that
and
though.
sisters all day, is because you know that I don't ever want nothing from you.
That's yeah.
Period.
Yeah. So that's
right?
why I think for me, yeah, and I've gotten into it with a lot of people and just never talked to again. But it was just like it was moments where I was just like, man, no, I just had beef with my sister, man. It should be all right. Oh, I'll be all right. Like down the line, and then and like that's the thing, like you said about knowing somebody and then somebody knowing you. It's certain people that I felt like I got into arguments with and I'll no longer talk to, just because I knew what was the yeah. But when I know like, all right, yeah, I'm mad because she told me something that I probably needed to hear, but I didn't want to hear it at the time. So I don't care, like if
or I'm mad because he didn't invite me to something or he didn't tell me something. I'm taking it personal. You know what I'm saying?
And it's just like eventually I know I ain't gonna see my sister out, and then she gonna walk by me or something like that. So I was just like, it's cool. Like but when you meet certain people that know everything about you, it's probably 5 people in this world outside of people that's blood to me that could know the stuff that you know.
Right.
The good, the bad, and everything. And which I never cared to hide from you.
Ever.
Nah, like
Ever.
okay, Tobias scumbag, tell me something I don't know. Like, so when somebody come to you and be like, man, Tobias could be a bitch. Yeah, tell me something I don't know.
Okay.
Like, I'm cool, next.
Yeah.
But you never gonna be, I know that somebody will never be able to drag me in front of you.
That's right.
You'll let it ride. Ever. And so when you know certain people that, oh, I'm your friend, but then they can come back and be like, yo, such and such was, how did they even get 20 sentences out to tell you all that? Because somebody come to me and say, oh, yeah, man, Patrice.
Right.
What? Oh, nah, never mind. They're not even gonna have that courage to speak on me or on someone that I'm close to. So like, you just pick and choose who you become friends with. And then you gotta really go through shit.
Tell me who you are. So if you've been living under a rock, and there's some people who may not know who you are or who don't know your story, tell us how.
It's crazy because nobody, like I was literally on the plane and I was talking to one of my assistants. And I was like, it's crazy because, in March, everybody gonna want this story. But that's why I told you, I was just like, I owe you that. Like everybody gonna want this story come March when the show airs and they try to figure out like, damn, where he been hiding.
Yeah, where he's
been under the rock.
Yes.
We didn't know this about him.
Yeah.
And of course everybody like,
we got the exclusive. It's the
Victory
exclusive.
tatted on me 50 times. Everybody know Victory, me. So everybody wants to know.
So tell me how Tobias, a Liberian immigrant son, first generation.
Yeah.
From Prince George's County, the gorgeous Prince George's. How do you become this world-class celebrity chef? What does that look like?
I think first, I always believed in this God-given talent that I had. Like one thing about me, like I felt like when football was towards the end, not because of talent-wise, but I just felt like I wasn't putting my all into football no more. Like I would wake up every day, go to practice. Like I was just over it. So when I came home,
and you played professional football. I went to
Canada.
Got it. Okay.
In the CFL, and once I was out there in the CFL, I'm away from home. At this time, I only had Raleigh, and I'm not seeing Raleigh as often. I went back to school when Raleigh was 7 months. So like my whole college, pro, I was gone from her. So it was just something where I was kind of over. It was I wasn't. If I'm not the best at something that I do, I really don't be wanting to do it. People that know me, they know like I'm extra. Like I like to have the best of everything. And if it's not, I don't want to do
Why
an event.
do it?
If it's not gonna be the best event, or if it's not gonna be the best, I'll take to something. And culinary was just something. It was my escape. Far as I knew, I could take football and the mentality of football into culinary. And I always used to pay attention to Kevin Hart at the time because Nobody never really heard of a rock star comedian since Eddie Murphy. And like the funny when Eddie used to wear like leather, and they was trying to figure out like why Eddie trying to look so cool, and then it's just like, what is a comedian really supposed to look like? So that's what I told people as far as what is a chef really supposed to look like? We not in the 1980s where chefs wearing top hats. Like we not doing that no more. Chefs wearing fitteds. Chefs, as long as you got your chef jacket on, I feel like that's all should matter. So if I want to wear some Dior's or something like that in the kitchen, that's just something that I wanted to bring a different aspect of cooking. And then to top it off, somebody, a young black kid, they not gonna go across seas to go to culinary school. But for me, I just felt like, they said the best chefs come from over there. So I just want to see what it is. I already had my passport, so I was just like, if I might as well go over there and see what the culinary scene is over there.
So you went to culinary school here in the States?
In the Art Institute.
Got it.
And then I went to the Academy in Sicily.
Got it, okay.
And that was a real eye-opener for as far as like food. Like, you really gotta enhance your palate. You really gotta enhance your palate. And your technique. You can't play big. Like in America, we play big. The plates are big. Got it. We like to put big steaks on the plate.
Right.
Like European cooking is more of small plates. Like if I do cook a whole strip, I'm only cutting it and putting 4 pieces on it rather than putting the whole strip. When you go to Mastro's giving you a plate by itself with a steak on it. And we think that's upscale.
Yeah.
Because, it's Mastro's, but technically it's really not, and I think with us, we have to start to put ourselves in a lane where if someone else next to you is congratulating, is congratulating themselves, you should congratulate them with them. Rather than thinking like they're trying to, because I'm never going to put myself, from now on, I've learned throughout the years of putting myself in rooms with people that they're going to congratulate themselves. And I'm going to go right behind them and pat them on the back and then go outside and be like, oh, that's my folks.
Right.
Rather than, and he think why shouldn't I? Because you do.
Well, so in creating this idea, because I know that some of the conversations I have on this podcast are unbiased because I'm like just talking to people that I don't know, but I do know the full story, right? Like, and so, but I am hearing things from you that I probably didn't know before. So fashion and you being different, that is the appeal.
Yeah. Oh, no question.
People see that first, right? In addition to the physique, you're an athlete.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
So you naturally have this strong, muscular physique. You dress really nice. You're going to wear designer, but you're going to wear smaller business screw. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to give ice.
That is definitely something that I feel like I definitely want to touch on. Just like putting our people, like, I have a platform that I do know that a lot of people that look like me don't have on a national network. So I feel like I'm not gonna get on there and I'm always gonna wear designer shoes and stuff. But if you look at me like, if you catch 10 outfits on me, 8 of them gonna be a black designer.
Right. Were you always like this sure about who you are? Because I think about like there's so many chefs.
I'm not. I wasn't.
Okay. Because there's so many chefs who don't get it. Like they're literally, their head is down. And another reason why you've been able to be successful and grab this attention is because you're not just cooking. It's like it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
But there's so many chefs who they're just
straight head down cooking.
And they're like boring.
And it's amazing chefs.
Right.
But in the industry, in the world that we live in, with social media and everything, people ask me every day, like, man, you be cooking the Balenciaga? Yeah, they getting written off too.
Now that's a bar.
They getting written off too. But if that's gonna bring a different, people think it's costing me a lot of money to cook and design it, but honestly, I'm getting all that back by the traction of people that's following me now, not only because I can cook, but then he look fly. I've heard people say, I followed you, bro, because you be cooking in Balenciagas in the kitchen. Probably ain't never seen me cook ever. But just know, like, they seen a picture of me in a chef jacket, Balenciagas. Oh, yeah, so that works? Oh, okay, cool. I'm going to go buy some more.
let's go back to the confidence. When people see you, they see
cocky,
they see you,
they see
right?
arrogant, they see, and they don't know, they don't see the 4 a.m.s 3-4 days a week just cooking. I'm at a point right now that I don't have to post another food picture on my Instagram. If you look at the top chefs, the Alex Guarnacelli, the Michael Vitale, they post food sparingly. God don't even post
God
food.
don't post food
Nah, I
at
don't have
all.
to. But
And even when God be on his cooking shows, he don't be cooking. He be having all his chefs come
God
and
not
cook.
cooking. He chilling.
He chilling, yeah.
But for me, like, I really just love doing it.
Yeah.
I really just love. It's my therapy. I never feel like I'll ever get tired of doing this. And I ask God, like, how do you not get bored with it? And it's just simple responses. I just create something new every time. So then, creating something new every time now takes us back to victory.
Before we go there, this interview is gonna be all over the place.
Oh yeah,
right? Because it's just what it is. But y'all get with it, what you gonna get it. Before you are opening restaurants and doing the entrepreneurial, not doing the entrepreneurial thing, but you were meal prepping for professional athletes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Because that, in my opinion, was like the head down, grind mode, get it out the mud. Yeah. That a lot of people miss. They don't know. They see you.
Still think that it's cooking for the athletes, so it was cool. But exactly what you just said, that part of my life was to get it out the mud.
Yeah.
It wasn't fun. Like, I wasn't plating food. So for me,
at all, putting that shit in plastic
containers. I was putting it in plastic containers. So for me, people wonder why I walked away from cooking from.
How long were you doing that?
I did that for 3-4 years. Okay. Where it was just strictly that. So I started with Santana Moss, D'Angelo Hall, Chris Baker, Deshaun Jackson, Trent Williams. Williams, which I'm still with.
Yes.
5 people. I live in Upper Marlboro. So let me explain this grind that people never understood. I live in Upper Marlboro. I'm driving to Leesburg every day.
That's an hour commute.
That's an hour and 10 minutes.
An hour and 10.
And if you miss it,
yep,
it's an hour and 50 minutes.
Yep.
If you miss it for 10 minutes and you get caught in the rush hour traffic, it's an hour and 50 minutes. So I'm doing that every day from August to January for 4 years.
Yep.
For the first 2 out of those 4 years, I'm going to Ashburn at 6 a.m., getting there about 7:30. Grocery store, cook, get breakfast out the way, drop lunch off at the facility, go back to...
Facility as in Redskins facility.
As in the Redskins facility. Yes. So while I would cook at Santana House, Santana will only want to get breakfast. He'll get breakfast. Then he'll leave. I'll cook lunch for everybody at his house, drop it off at the facility. When they get out of practice, they go to meetings. They grab it from the front.
Right.
And then I'll go back to his house, cook up dinner, and then I got everybody garage code, and I'll drop it off at everybody's house.
Wow.
I gotta be out of Ashburn by 2:30.
Yep.
Because I gotta drive an hour and 50 minutes to Owens Mills to cook for Tyrod Taylor,
which is the Baltimore area.
Which is Baltimore.
Because he played for the Ravens.
Because he played for the Ravens.
That's right.
Every day for 2 years, from August to January, I spent 5 hours a day in a car. And nobody saw that part.
Nobody saw that part.
Like, so it was just like, dang, I see him taking pictures at the Redskins facility. I see him with Deshaun. I see him with Tyrod. But I had to go to these people every day. And no matter, last night I was talking to some people and they was just like, oh, well, your job ain't a job. My job is a job. I don't care how much I love it. Because that part of it, where I'm cooking food and it's going straight from a pot to a microwavable container, ain't what I
you
like
working.
To do.
Yeah.
There's no fun in that for me.
You just said it's not what you like to do. It's going to a microwavable container. Yeah. You're not able to put any of your...
give nobody the experience of when they look at the plate, like, damn, this a well put together plate, because you'll never, regardless on how good the food tastes, you'll never be able to get that experience of what the whole overall experience of the actual plate would have been if I
Right.
could have been able to plate it and all the components of each part of each dish was together in one. Rather than, you got your sides over here and then you got your meat over here and then now you got to mix it together.
Right.
But, you're not mixing together.
You're not
like
mixing
me.
like you would.
So I did that and amazing money.
How much? Can we talk about? I like to talk numbers because there are people who want to be doing what you did.
When I was cooking for Deshaun and all them at one point in time, I was probably getting like $15,000 a week. And that was cooking for all my athletes. I'm getting about $2,000, $25,000. Trent, I was cooking for like 4 people, so I was getting like $5,000 a week from him. Getting like $2,500 from Deshaun. Getting like $2,000 from Santana. Getting like another $2,500 from Tyrod. Then I got Chris Baker. So, and it was like every week cash at that. So a lot of people, it's so many things that, again, like this podcast could be 10 hours if we make it.
For sure.
Because a lot of people don't understand. They be like, how can you mess money up? Or like, how do you blow money? How you run through money? Nobody can ever tell somebody what they would have did if they never been in that situation.
If they never been there.
I went from playing football where I was getting $15,000 checks to not playing to, working in my first executive chef position at Society Lounge, making $500 a week, working 60 hours a week, to working another executive chef job at Sobe, to jumping into the private chef world, and then boom, it's just like when I went into Santana, I think the interview that you got me with ESPN.
Yes, the
undefeated.
Yeah. That was
the first time Santana was like, "You mother," because when I went into the house that day to cook for Santana for my demo, I had never been a private chef. I had literally just left Society, and for like 2 months I was doing my my private chef thing, trying to do like some catering and stuff like that. So I went and he was like, you done this? Yeah, I done this before. Like,
and why would you say anything else?
Millions of times.
Hell yeah, that's what I do.
So he like, yeah, man, I found you,
and he found you on Instagram.
Yeah, so Instagram is a tool that you got to use it the right way. I knew Santana, one of his friends followed me on Instagram. So I started following Santana, and his friend his brother actually, that lived with him, like he would always like my pictures. So one day I just went on Santana page like 1 a.m. and I liked like 30 pictures. Cause guess what? At 1 a.m., he ain't got that much traffic going on. But he gonna get these 30 pics that's light. And then he gonna just randomly click on my page.
Who is this? Yeah, that's what happens.
Lo and behold, that next morning, I got a DM. Are you in the DMV area? Yes, I am. What's up?
Yeah.
So he was like, man, I'm looking for a chef, man. Like, need you to come do a demo. So I was like, oh yeah, cool. I got you. Like, when you want?
He was playing at the time?
He was playing. Okay. This was going into his last season. So I'm like, yeah, I'll come out there and do your demo. So I went out there, did the demo. Oh man, I love the food, man. Like, definitely we gotta link up. So I'm like, okay, well, when training camp over and you ready to, to start, just let me know. Oh, no, I'm ready to start tomorrow.
Now, yeah.
So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So rewind, I just said I was working at Society Lounge where I was making $500 a week for probably a year. So that's that's about $2,000 a month.
And I think, you just saying that, because that was one of my biggest things with you, the money and the spending it. Yeah. But I've never made $15,000 in a week.
Yeah.
So you just saying that is like, we say so much, we critique, we feel like we know so much about people based on what we think is true, but we don't know what it's like. And you've been in these
so
positions.
Many ways to lose yourself. Like, hey, when you go from making $2,000 a month for a year. And then you get a position where Santana's like, like, so how much you charge? So, me not knowing, I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, I charge like $3,500 a week. So he was like, whoo, I like, whoo. And he was like, man, listen, he was like, man, $14,000 a month. I don't know if I can really get into a chef. So I'm like,
But you got to start high.
Yeah, but at this point, I was making $2,000 a month. And I knew I was about to be like, so at this time, Santana was one of my favorite football players, coming from Miami, going to the Jets, and then going to the Redskins. So I'm just like, man, you're one of my favorite players. Like, I definitely can work with you, figure out something. So he was like, can you do 2 a week? So I was like, yeah, I could do 2 a week. I was like, I could do 2 a week. I was like, we can work it out. I go in the car. At the time, I got my Charger, my Challenger. I go in the car, I punch a dent in my roof. I'm so happy. I'm like, this is probably, at this point, my biggest high in my culinary career. I'm cooking for Santana Moss.
Santana Moss.
I only got to cook 3 meals a day at my own pace.
Yep.
And I'm getting, and he like, man, I don't want you asking me every week for money. So here, my first joint was an $8,000 check. And I'm like, oh, oh my God.
Yep.
A week later, he comes back and he was like, man, that boy Deshaun looking for a chef. So I'm like, how would I do that? He was like, the reason why people like, I got clients that I cook for, and then after I cook for them, we done. And then I got clients that I cook for that I have a lifetime friendship with.
Yeah, you
Santana,
do.
lifetime friendship, because he genuinely wanted to see me win. He didn't want nothing from me. He could have easily been like, nah, you my chef. You ain't cooking for nobody else.
Yep.
He came right back, told me, hey, Deshaun wants you. Hey, I already told him, you 3,000. I'm the vet. Santana had his own doctor that would fly in from Atlanta, come on Wednesday, stay till Friday, stayed in his basement to treat him. His doctors end up picking up like 10 other players. So as I'm cooking, they'll be knocking on the door, coming in, going straight downstairs. So now he put his doctor on
him. Yep.
His tattoo artist, he'll fly from Miami. His tattoo artist will come do a tattoo on him, do 20 other players. Hey, you my chef. I'm the vet. They know I've been in the league 13 years for a reason. I'm 5'10", 180 pounds. It's a reason why my body has sustained that, because I got a doctor that comes every week. Because I got a chef that, so yeah, get you a chef, Deshaun. Deshaun had never had a chef before when he was in Philly. So I'm dropping the food off. They getting to taste the food. They like, oh yeah, so he put me on with Deshaun. I started with Deshaun. A week later, hey, Big Trent gonna call you. Who, me? Trent just got paid. He said, yeah, Trent just got paid.
Trent just got paid.
Make sure you get paid.
Right.
He ain't telling me like.
Trent stay getting paid.
Trent, got 3 of them things, man. 3 of them. Trust me. Shout out to my boy
What's
Trent.
up, Trent?
I know I've seen a lot of that too.
Woo.
But fast forward, you got all the athletes.
Yeah.
And then
before you say that speaks to obviously great work.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna refer nobody that ain't got the great work, period. No. Relationships.
You gotta have some type of relationship for somebody to trust you, to put you with. Obviously, I was doing something right at Santana House.
Right.
Like delivering food on time, quality food on time, for him to feel like, you know what? And he trusted me in his house while he had practice and stuff like that. Exactly. All these players are millionaires. All of them got, like every player that I cooked for at the Redskins at the time were the top of the top.
The top of the top.
Trent was the highest paid. Deshaun was the highest paid. Kirk Cousins was the highest paid. Chris Baker had just got a contract. D'Angelo Hall had just got paid. So all these players had just got. So the fact that I got door codes and garage codes, like
trust and relationships.
Outside of what you see on the internet, these people trust me.
They do, and a team also.
And a team.
And whereas you hadn't had one at that point, they realized the importance of having that person on their team, which I know you eventually figured that out.
Yes.
But
definitely.
So in cooking and being the personal chef, because it's not just cooking for these professional athletes.
No.
They make money, as you know. I think also they connect with you because you're an athlete.
We like, so I think personal wise, a lot of them connected with me because They see me outside of work.
Exactly.
I never looked for nothing else outside of what I was owed.
Yep.
I ain't asking you for nothing extra, but you owe me this.
Period.
At the end of the day, I'm going out with you. I'm seeing you, trick off and go crazy in the club.
Don't got nothing to do with me.
This is helping your life. You're not gonna lowball me. And I felt like they finally understood it once I was able to stand tall and be like, not charge this.
Period.
And I still laugh now, because back then, I would make them pay me like on Fridays. Mm-hmm. So again, then people be like, oh, yeah, you mishandling money. Somebody giving you $15,000. You by the time you done at the end of the day collecting, you got about $15,000 in cash.
Did Cash App exist then?
No.
Cash App didn't exist back then.
So you getting cash, because a lot of them, like, man, they not writing this off.
They're not.
So it's like, here.
They could though.
They could.
But they just want to get it out the way.
Don't write it off.
It's better for you. Hell yeah, I don't got to do no 1099.
So now you giving me that.
Yeah.
And then on my ride home from Leesburg, I got to pass this amazing place called Tyson's 2.
This makes me feel all warm and fuzzy.
Ain't nothing it ain't nothing that's saying.
And also,
drive straight past Tyson's 2
and don't from here, they know, but if they're not from here, it's 2 Tysons. There's Tyson's regular, and then there's Tyson's 2.
Tyson's 2.
Okay.
They got Saks.
Yes.
And Bloomingdale's and Neiman's.
No, Bloomingdale's is in the other one.
Bloomingdale's in the other one. Yeah, Bloomingdale's can't make it in that one. So you got Saks, you got Neiman's, you got Gucci, Louis, Chanel, Prada, Versace. You got all that. So yeah, I'm not driving by that and not stopping.
Literally, as you walk, go
as
home.
You drive. And I don't care. Yeah, money used to burn a hole in my pocket.
Ooh, $15K cash.
Cause you just
what we doing?
If I blow it, I'll make it back next week.
That's it.
So that was the mentality I had in my head. And that mentality has screwed me a lot. And it's helped me learn a lot.
Okay. So pause it there. We are, because I do want to fast forward. Because like you said, this could take 10 hours.
Yeah, that's fine.
We go from being the athlete chef, literally the athlete chef, because you're an athlete. And then I don't remember. I remember us I was working at that gym. I was doing their PR. And I remember you coming to the gym and me and you having a talk in my little whack ass office. That gym was whack as fuck too. But yeah. And we had a conversation and I was like, this is my rate. I probably said some shit like $600 a month.
Yeah, but
like I don't even know.
Like we all was just like
figuring it out. Right? And I know you were trying to build your brand and trying to figure that out. And then fast forward, I remember I was pregnant with my daughter, 2016. I don't know what came over me, but I said, I really want to work. I know what came over me. I've always wanted to. I remember when I was in college, I wrote, I wanted to be an agent. I thought I was going to be a sports agent.
Right. I
think I would be really good at that.
I think you're cutthroat.
I am.
Yeah, I think you could.
Oh, shout out to Nicole. I forget her name. She's the agent with, I love her. She's also a Delta and she's also a Sagittarius, if I'm not mistaken.
She went to Maryland.
No. She's I don't know where she went to school, but she's Cash Money's lead agent.
Okay.
No. She's not. She's with QC now.
No.
What?
Go higher. Who's at the top?
WM.
Keep going higher.
Yay.
Clutch.
Well, Clutch was acquired by Clutch. Since when? My God! Shout out to my soror. Come on, Nicole. Hey, come on. Anyway, so she's amazing. So she is now living the life that I thought I wanted to live. I don't want to be an agent. I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing right now.
Absolutely.
However, something happened to me. I think when you're pregnant, you just like have all these. You just are like a god, in my opinion. Right. And I went to Starbucks that morning. I was about to go to work, and I was like, I want to represent talent. And so I text you because I had your number. Yeah. We were cool. Yeah, and I was just like, we had talked. Yeah, like we was cool. But we had never worked together. And I was just like, hey, I want to let me do your PR pro bono.
So pause, right? People can never work for me now without showing me themselves.
They have
just
to.
Because of you.
Yeah, good.
Like literally, when you text me, you was just like, nah.
I did.
I think I'm gonna give you like 60 days. I just want to show
I
you.
did.
So now, when people come to me now, I'm like, yo, if you can't show, like, I know I can benefit myself. If you can't show me how you can benefit me,
What's the
and I
point?
ain't asking you to show me for 10 years, but you got to show me something because the best person I've had in my life to play that role started off their own credibility of them to show me what they could do. So I was just like, now
Now at your much higher level, now they really got to prove
you got to
themselves.
prove, like,
you have
yeah,
to.
you tell them, I don't care if you did this for Denzel. I'm a chef. What are you gonna do for me? Like, I think people think by, oh, this person can do anything for anybody. You can't, because Denzel's an actor, I'm a chef. It's two different lanes. Quavo's a rapper. So you representing Quavo don't help me feel confident in you representing me because I'm in a white network. So
It's deep.
everybody
What
knows
value?
I smoke weed.
Yeah. Yes, you do. There's
But-
nothing wrong with that.
Quavo can smoke weed anywhere he wants to go because the people that buy his stuff are black. The 90% are black. Tobias can't get on the internet smoking weed every
Sure
day
can't.
when my network of people are white. And that's fine. But if it was, oh, stay in your culture, stay in your lane. I've worked for how many black people? I ain't seen a meal yet in a year off of cooking. I know seen a lot of money, but I ain't seen a meal yet strictly off of cooking.
No. Yeah.
These people's over here talking about, we'll give you 3 years, 3.5 mil right now. Why would I not go like this and say, hey, how you doing? Yeah, my name's Chef Tobias.
Because that opens it. Yeah, no, why not?
So stay like this and be like, yeah, what's good,
Yep,
y'all?
yep.
It's the boy Chef Tobias. To keep the audience of the people I already got. Rather than going like this, just so I can gain a new audience, because the audience I already got still going to
Gain it. They ain't going nowhere. And if I'm honest, are they the ones spending the money anyway?
And if you honest, are they the and people get, I think they get mad in their feelings when you say the real and behind. Listen, I can clean myself up to make multi-million dollars because at the end of the day, I ain't doing this for me. I ain't even doing this for my children. I'm doing this for the kids that my children gonna have that I'm never gonna see. So, like, you gotta think a broader picture behind some of the madness to some of the things that I come up with. And I think they say I watched Kanye West interview and people think Kanye crazy and Kanye is just a genius. That's
He's
all
a
it
genius.
is. People got mad at this man for saying that it ain't Ralph though. And they laughed at him when he had this interview with Sway.
I didn't laugh.
Because he was spazzing.
Because he was spazzing,
but
yeah.
I think okay, everybody know entrepreneurs and creative people are weird. I'm weird. I'm fine with that. Like, I like what I like. I'm gonna do things my way. No one in the world can make me do something different in the culinary field that I don't want to do. And Kanye, it's the same way. And he said back then, Sway, you doing it, but you're doing it on a lower level. You're not doing it on a Ralph, on a deal.
Yeah.
That man company worth $3 billion.
Come on.
And this man got platinum albums. So I think I think black people get mad when people congratulate themselves. Again,
It's only black people.
it's only black people. Because you mad because this man say he's the most influential person in our generation? He is. He got kids to my age to my dad wearing Yeezys.
Yeah, easy.
Then he got kids to my age to my dad listening to his music. Whether it's his first album to whether you don't even like his album now, to now I can go and do gospel music.
I can listen to gospel.
And make a platinum
I can listen
album
to Kanye
off of
on
it.
a Sunday. And I think also, and this, I wanted to talk about this later, but when I think about AB, when I think about Kanye. When you think about what they're doing, I think about our conversations. As genius as they are and as influential as they are, they're actually extremely practical. Kanye never says no shit that's out of this world.
Nothing.
It's out of this world because we have been trained to think crazy things.
No, it's just the internet now.
Yeah.
Because right now, if I'm at work and my boss gets up and says, "Get the fuck off,"
You're out.
You think I'm gonna be like, I don't want to sit here?
You're literally taking your uniform off and walking out.
So now, you mad at the way I did it?
Yep.
You ain't hear this man just told me get the fuck
You
off
didn't
his
hear
field.
it. You didn't know the whole story.
Cool.
Very practical answer,
Fuck this
right?
shit.
Yeah.
Because you would have did it at your desk job.
You would have did it at your desk job. You would have took your badge off. You would have took your hat off.
Because you wouldn't have kept it.
And you would have left. All right, bet.
I work for UPS.
Bop, 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 bop.
Fuck this.
We out.
How many times people done left out of UPS from quitting, take their shirt off, toss it in the air. So now this man wrong for doing it. Well, mind you, y'all doing it and y'all walking out of something making $40,000 a year. This man done seen 100. So with me, you scroll past some of these Ball Alert, Shade Room, ESPN, you may see Chef Tobias in them things going with the paragraphs.
Oh, God.
Because I be trying to understand people. Some of y'all ain't made $5 million in a hole since you've been working. And you living perfectly fine. But you think somebody that done made $100 million in their career, you don't know this man from a can of paint. You don't know what investments what he got, what he do on his spare time, because you look at the internet and think that everybody's life revolves around the internet. And the only way you can see what they got going on if they post it, that this man about to be broke because he ain't about to take somebody coming into him and talking in his ear and telling him, you fucking done. Oh, okay. You want me to leave right now? Because I can give you a grand entrance. A grand exit, I can give you the exit you want.
And a grand exit did he do? Yeah.
After the game,
we could have had that conversation.
So you that mad to say, fuck me, get the fuck off my field right now.
Yeah.
You ain't say, hey, can you please? You went and said, and the coach repeated it, what he said on ESPN. So I told him, get the fuck off the field.
Yep.
Cool. No,
very practical response. And the same thing with he had a practical response. Same thing with
think that he the man he done with his career. No,
because what we've been told, he did what. But again, what we're being fed, right?
Exactly.
And black people groupthink. We've been groupthink since 1619. You understand what I'm saying? Mental health. Shout out to Charlemagne. I mean, I respect them, but it's taken this. Yes, they're people. Mental health is something, but now we use it as a crutch. And somebody like, even with Kanye, like when he wore the Trump hat, make America great again, and when he was talking to Trump and people, the black people, black liberal, black Democrats, right, wanted to, they crucified this man. And all he said was, I want to love everybody. He didn't say, I'm a Republican. He didn't say none of that shit. He just said, everybody need love.
And guess what? I know if I put this hat on, you dummies gonna talk about me.
You're gonna talk about me. And then I'm gonna release the album two days later.
And y'all gonna be so mad and I'm canceled, but I'm about to drop these space moon boots.
You know what I'm saying?
And y'all gonna, and it's funny, I be laughing at people because every shoe that Kanye put out, 5 months before he puts it out, he posts a picture and everybody
they hate him.
Oh, they ugly ass shoes, da da da. Then they sell for $230, and 5 days later they reselling on StockX for $900. But you telling this man he crazy? His company worth $3 billion.
Now, shout out to my husband. He bought me some Adidas stock for my birthday 2 years ago.
Yeah, he was a smart man.
Okay, so we're gonna take a break.
Yeah,
we're gonna take a break, but when we come back, because I do want to get back into that Instagram world.
Oh yeah, no. We gotta talk. That's what made me who I am. I think you did another interview on how I made my first $100,000 on social media.
And I'm also the reason why he changed his name to Tobias Dorzon.
Arguably the smartest social media move I've ever made. Yeah, I wanted to be King Chef TD forever, but I did my first show and Patrice, she mentioned to me, if people watch you on this show, how are they gonna find you? Yeah. Because typing in King Chef TD, you're not going on TV saying that. So she was like, change your name to your name.
Your name is your name.
And my followers went up so much because now I think when I know every time a guy grocery game show re-air. Because I look on Instagram and I got 150 followers because they probably heard Tobias Dorzon.
It's an easy name to spell.
Yep.
Like you can't spell it wrong.
So they went to social media, typed it in, boom. You know, so that QD67 and all that, man, girl, put your first and last name on that.
Before we go to break, you have a hat on that says Honcho House.
Yes.
Very quickly, why didn't you name the restaurant your name?
Why didn't you name the restaurant Tobias?
Why is it Honcho House and not Dorzon's or Tobias? You understand what I'm saying? Why not? Quickly.
I think, Honcho House, Honcho was, I remember my first food truck, I wanted to put a big gorilla on the back of my truck.
I remember that.
And my manager said, "You're not big enough to do that yet."
Who said that?
I felt, you said I wasn't ready. You said I shouldn't put a gorilla on the back of the truck. Which at that time was the smartest because I was not there yet.
Got it.
For people to understand so now I'm big enough to be
right.
A gorilla's my brand. Y'all just wanted to live.
Got it.
At that time when I first had the truck, I was big as a personal chef, but to just jump out and what represents me is a big gorilla.
Nationally, people didn't know.
People wasn't going to be attracted to it.
Right. It could turn them off.
It could turn them off. And you told me that, and I think back to Hunt, and then I started to be called Honcho. Because Honcho meaning the big dog.
Like when you went to Texas, a Mexican thing.
So I started I opened a restaurant called Union Oyster Bar.
Yes.
And we had a general manager named Ayana, and she would always say, "Hey Honcho, what are y'all doing today?" And it just kind of stuck. 2017, it kind of stuck with everybody, and everybody was just like, Honcho. Everybody started, so it kind of, I liked it. Okay, yeah, I'm the big dog, because that's what Honcho means. So it just stuck with me, and then I got my house in Texas, and I had a board in my kitchen, and I was just like, yeah, this Honcho House.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll come back. Yeah, we have so much more to talk about.
I got the drink.
All right, now, y'all, don't forget to connect with Shades of Content on Instagram @Shades of Content and with me, Patrice Camo, @Patrice Camo. And also be sure to rate this show, leave a review, and subscribe because that's actually the only way that we're going to grow. I'll see you next week.